What is up, everybody? This is RybackStun. We have returned to the Marvel Heroes Test Center. We are here with the brand new hero Blade, which is something that a lot of people have been looking forward to. Blade supposedly is going to be a very unique character, very interesting character. I've already seen some cool things with him so far, but as we generally start, we're going to start with Blade's Synergies. Right now it's 10% item find, rare item find, and 10% special item find. I believe these are going to get changed because they're exactly the same as Deadpool's. So there's that. He's got 3 trees: Vampire Hunter, Tools of the Trade, and Daywalker. He has a secondary system called Thirst. Thirst increases nearby enemies bleed out as enemies bleed out, increasing desire for vampiric tendencies and aggression. When Thirst reaches full, enter Bloodlust, increasing attack speed and movement speed and damage output by 10%, but while under Bloodlust, you will be constantly losing health. Activate the serum to eliminate the thirst, reducing it back to 0. So, every power's on the bar. We're going to start with the Vampire Hunter right off the bat. So we've got any means necessary. It's a basic physical damage, attack speed 2.1 per second, and while Bloodlust is active, damage and attack speed are increased. Right now it's at 0%, but I'm sure that'll get changed later on. So there's your basic attack with the sword. That's pretty cool. We've got Chapter. Physical damage, it does grievous wounds, so damage twice per second, which is probably physical. Does not stack with other grievous wounds effects. When enemies take grievous wounds, your bloodthirst increases until you reach a state of bloodlust. Spirit cost is 5.7, attack speed is 3.2. So, boom. And I guess, yeah, you can also hold it. So I'm going up in thirst really high right now. It's fairly interesting. Next we have Glaive Orbit. It's physical damage for 2 hits. It does grievous wounds as well. It increases thirst. Spirit cost is 23.7. 6-second cooldown, shared with Unleash Glaive. So there you go. And now, boom, you can see the stuff around. I'm not necessarily losing health, but you'll see that I am... there's a visual effect around. So I'm going to go actually and just pop the serum right now. Boom. Bloodlust is fully removed. It looks like it has a 12-second cooldown on that. So that should be perfectly fine. We've got Hack and Slash, physical damage, attack speed 1.7 per second, spirit cost is 11.4, and it also gives you damage and attack speed while Bloodlust is active. So there you go. That looks like it's going to be your single target Spirit Spender. Next, we have Stake Through the Heart, physical damage. 100% damage is increased by 100% against bleeding enemies. Spirit cost 28.5, cooldown is 8 seconds, shared with Stake Thrower. So there you go. Bam. Next, we have Loud and Flashy. This is one of 2 signatures. It can be activated up to 3 times in 15 seconds. It does physical damage, has a knockdown duration of 1.2, cooldown is 20 seconds, and it has a power synergy with Just Stay Down, which is the ultimate. So, there you go. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3. Big jumps there. And last but not least, we have Toxin Loaded Gauntlets. Physical damage for 6 hits. Vulnerability. Enemies take extra damage from grievous wound powers. Explosion damage on death. It does physical damage, which means they explode when they die. 23.7 spirit cost, 6-second cooldown. So, you can see the quick hits there, and then if that character dies, boom. So next tree we have is Tools of the Trade. First attack is called Whittle into Kindling. Physical damage, it has a grievous wounds effect. Ongoing spirit cost of 19 per second. So it's just your standard bullets. And as everybody bleeds, you take it adds more thirst for you. Next we have Pump Action. Physical damage, attack speed is 1.4 per second. Spirit cost is 14.2. You get a bonus crit and regular damage increased by 25%. So there's your shotgun. Boom, boom, boom. Nice. Next we have Unleash Glaive. So this ties with what's it called? Glaive Orbit. And it's physical damage, grievous wounds, maximum 7 enemies hit, spirit cost 14.2, 6-second cooldown shared with Glaive Orbit. So there you go, and that increases your thirst, and boom, we are at full Bloodlust again. So there you go. Next we have Hand Cannon, which this is cool. Physical damage, attack speed 2.9 per second, while Bloodlust is active, damage and crit damage is increased by 25%. So boom, there's your Hand Cannon. Very, very nice. Let's take a look at that really quick. Look at the animated model. It's pretty cool. And we can even do the shotgun. Oh, look at that shotgun! It's got the blades and stuff like that, and a blade up front. That's pretty dope. Next, we have Stake Thrower. It does 100% extra damage to bleeding enemies. Physical damage for 2 hits. Spirit cost 17.1. This is shared with 8-second cooldown shared with Stake Through the Heart. So that's the regular attack, and it does throw a stake, and It uses the same shotgun animate. Oh, no, it's a different shotgun. Interesting. Maybe the blade was just stuck on the other one. I'm going to do this one more time. Yeah, the glaive was just stuck in the animation. But here's your shotgun. It's got the things up front so you can stick people. That's pretty cool. Next, we have another signature called My Namesake. Physical damage for 10 hits. Final Knife is additional physical damage. Take 80% less damage while this power is active. 20-second cooldown. So I wonder... It's got just a straight attack. Alright. Boom! You throw blades, and then... Oh, that's so cool! And your blade comes out again. That's interesting that it's a ranged attack, but it uses that. And then we have Hyper Toxin Grenade, which is the same thing. Physical damage, vulnerability against targets, taking grievous wound powers, explosion on death. Spirit cost 14.2, cooldown 6 seconds shared with toxic loaded gauntlets. So there you go. Bam! Next tree we have is Daywalker. You have the Serum. It gives you damage negation, deflect rating, defense rating, evade, regeneration when you die, constitution. Its active effect removes bloodlust, and you regenerate 5% of your maximum health per 10 thirst, 12-second cooldown. So we've already seen that twice, based upon what it does. It has some specializations, which we'll show you in a second. Next we have Deadly Dash. This is your physical damage. It increases your dodge chance, but is currently not active. Buff duration is 5 seconds, spirit cost 7.2. So there's your regular dash, although it kind of looks like a teleport. That's neat. Next we have the Ride. Easily the coolest power in the kit. That bike is dope. So we'll get back in here. Next we have Long Live. Passive effect increases your damage, crit hit, and brutal strike. It also is your CC breaker, which is very important for having on having your CC breaker on something you actually want to use and put points in. UV Grenade, physical damage. It has stun duration. This is your regular vulnerability. Enemies take 10% more damage for 8 seconds. Spirit cost is 14.2. Cooldown is 6 seconds. Bam! Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. And then last but not least, Just Stay Down. Physical damage for 8 hits. Power always deals a critical hit. Maxes out Bloodlust. 10-minute cooldown. You ready, folks? Interesting. Oh, and it's like, it's Equilibrium. It does a bunch of bullet dancing. That's really cool. Alright. That's actually a pretty dope ultimate power. So, Daywalker has 3 specializations. 1, in control. Thirst increases at a 50% slower rate. When Bloodlust is not active, you get 20% base health and defense rating increased. Only when necessary. When you use the Serum while Bloodlust is active, instantly reset the cooldown of non-signature powers, restore 25% of your spirit, and the beneficial effects of Bloodlust remain active for 12 seconds. That's cool. Then there's Never Sated. Bloodlust drains 100% more health while active. When you under the effects of Bloodlust, you increase your damage by 10%, your crit hit chance by 10%, and you have a 10% spirit cost reduction. So, In Control makes it so that you don't have to worry about it as much and you survive a little bit longer. Only when necessary is kind of a little bit of a balance. You restore spirit, you instantly reset the cooldown of your non-signature powers, and you have the beneficial effects of Bloodlust for an additional 12 seconds, which is exactly how long it takes to get to the next cooldown of this. That's pretty cool. And then Never Sated is your, I'm going to go full into this, I'm going to be the vampire that I'm supposed to be, and just wreck people with extra damage and all that other lovely good stuff. Blade is pretty cool. I admit I was apprehensive about him coming out, not that I didn't like him or didn't care. It was more that I didn't care, not that I didn't think that Gaz wouldn't be able to do a good job, but I think they've done a pretty good job here. Some pretty interesting builds are going to be coming out. We're going to do one more thing here. I don't normally do this, but it's here, so we might as well. I'm going to buy a box of Blade Uniques, and I'm going to go through these as quickly as possible since we don't have a lot of time left. But here we go. So, there's no icons on these, but the first slot one is a melee. Damage to melee powers. When you hit with a power, regenerate health. Crit damage, brutal damage. Chance to cause a target to bleed. Health. You get ranks to glaive, orbit, stake through the heart, and hack and slash. His other range slot one is fighting, crit damage, crit hit, attack speed. Chance to weaken your target. Stake thrower, whittle into kindling, and unleash glaive. Slot 2 is health block rating, which is going to be part of the new defense rating, which means they might be much closer to that than we regularly thought. Durability, damage, less damage from enemy melee powers, critically hit with a physical power, gain movement speed and attack speed, stacks up to 3 times. All powers, Daywalker, the Serum, and Long Lived. Slot 3 is Spirit, spirit recovery per minute, health, Take less damage from enemy area powers. Crit hit, brutal strike, strength. All powers, vampire hunter, tools of the trade. Slot 4 is movement speed, spirit cost reduction, health, crit hit, physical damage, attack speed, spirit when you hit, all powers, toxin loaded gauntlets, and hyper toxin grenade. Last power is the slot 5, health, critical hit rating, crit damage rating when you drop below 50% health, gain defense rating and health regeneration, 15-second cooldown. All ranks to all powers, loud and flashy, UV grenade, and my namesake. So that's pretty good there. Here's his regular modern costume. He's going to get his 70s fro costume here as well. Blade looks pretty cool. I'm looking forward to actually playing him. I might end up buying him. I'm not entirely sure. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as did showcasing it to you. Remember to like and comment on the video. Subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and Tumblr at RybackStun. More videos as they come along. And with that, this is RybackStun, signing out.